Good morning. I just want to share a few thoughts I have about horses' behavior. And I am saying this about horses who are not in physical pain. If a horse has pain, their behavior is going to reflect that. But in horses who are comfortable in their body, it is my opinion that their behavior is never bad, rude, disrespectful, belligerent. Their behavior is purely a way that they are communicating how they feel about what we're asking them to do. My horse is coming to visit. She likes this conversation. Good morning. So, if you're asking your horse to circle and their movement is fluid and their head is relaxed and their ears are flapping back and forth, listening to you and to the environment, their eyes are soft, you know that the conversation you're having with them and the cues that you're using to ask them to make a circle are presented in a way that they feel safe and understand what you want and feel safe in executing what you've asked. A horse's internal dialogue is always, am I safe? Am I safe? They're an animal of prey. So if we ask them to circle and their head pops up and their neck gets tight and their shoulders get stiff and they short stride, it's not because they're bad or not trying or trying to manipulate. They don't do that. They're saying there's something that I don't feel sure about, barring any physical discomfort, as I said. When they're unsure, they are not calm and relaxed. So rather than judging them and being frustrated with them, if we break it down into small pieces to find out where the concern begins, what part of this circle is making my horse feel just a little bit unsure. Break it down into all the components. How does she feel about my leg on her side? Is she comfortable yielding her hindquarters? Is she comfortable in a side pass? Is she comfortable bending her ribs and the base of her neck? How does she feel when I pick up on that rein? Is she soft to the bit? Is she willing to give to that pressure? Or does tension show up there? How does she feel if I just rotate my upper body? Does she get tight through her back, or is she able to bend her spine with mine? Break it down into the littlest pieces you can think of and see where the tension shows up, and then try to think of another way to ask for that maneuver. Does she get tight when you ask for her hind end to yield? Does she rush through it? So there's an anticipation of perhaps too much energy from you. Humans often think that because a horse weighs 1,000 pounds, we have to have these big gross motor cues. And yes, we do use larger gross motor cues when we're teaching. But a horse who understands the cue, you can just touch the hair on the side of her body. If your leg is in the right position, and she goes, sure, I can move my hind end. And she does it one step at a time. She doesn't rush through it. So there's a lot to this conversation, but just start with the basic. Does my horse feel sure? Does my horse feel safe? Does she understand what I'm asking and able to respond with no tension, no bracing, no concern. And if there's concern, then it's our responsibility to take a step back and find out where our requests become unsettling for her. So I'm just asking everyone to take a minute and think about, instead of judging our horse or labeling them with negative language, instead look at it as a curiosity and say, wow, I wonder what part of that makes her feel a little bit uncomfortable. And how can I help her to find comfort in that maneuver? So thanks for listening, and have a great day with your horse.